my laptop, and it just doesn't want to work. That looks healthy. That looks healthy. You look healthy. Boom. There we go. Right, I'm not going to go anywhere near it. Okay. Welcome everyone. Hello. We've fixed it. Thank you very much for tuning in into this terrible stream. So now you can hear me, and now you can see me. Thank you very much, everyone. So I wanted to stream today because one, it's my birthday, and I wanted to say hi, and then I can get people to say happy birthday, which is always fun. But also, I'm in the studio, so as you can see behind me, there is currently a wall that I've put up today, and then my drill has run out of battery, so I thought I'd come and say hello. Better now than during the first game I stream. So when I actually stream like a game, like this is the whole point. This is a battle report studio. I'm going to be using my computer, so I'm just on my laptop at the minute. But it seems to be working, so that's good. So thank you for bearing with while I sorted that out. That was kind of annoying. I can see chat now as well. Excellent. Okay, so hello everyone. Mark Preston, quick rave, bro. The old acid trip just clicked. Happy birthday. Have you had your birthday coffee and donut? No, I've got a kind of monster. I haven't got a birthday donut, sadly. So, but I am going out for dinner with Georgie later. That's why I've got to stream now, so I've got to leave in like 35 minutes-ish, so I can get home, get changed, and then we're going to go out for food. So, I apologise I'm not like looking at the camera, it's because my laptop's under, again, it's like a really janky setup. We got a really long cable so I can show you around the studio, but the wireless microphone isn't working, and I really don't understand why. So, is your mum coming? No, my mum's not coming. Hey, Kaza, how's it going? Jack Doddy, hello there. How's it going? Are you busy? Don't forget to tag my missus when you launch those new hoodies. Yeah, we've launched loads of new designs on hellstormapparel.com. There should be a link in the description. We've got like all the old designs, even like Brother. Like, remember the first t-shirt that we did? So that's on there as well. And I'm going to be launching, I've basically got to wait for approval and like get like a test before I launch 2 more, which is going to have like the new logo. This is the old logo, as well as the coffee time logo, which will be fun. So me drinking coffee. It's a new world. Warhammer Seasons 1000 games are on the rise. Warhammer Seasons 1000 points are on the rise. Are they? I mean, yeah, that new book came out, right? I haven't had a chance to look at it, sadly. I kind of looked, oh, Volkites are going up, and then I put it back down. Lots of people saying it's terrible. My audio is terrible. Hopefully the audio is okay now. Mikey saw Necron point drops and switched to Skelly Boys going forward. Yeah, like the Necrons look really good because the Scorpet Destroyers went down 5 points, didn't they? So I, for one, pledge myself to the might of ancient Hellstorm, Herald of the Silent King. Is that because it just wasn't working at all? Have you read the new chapter approved? So I've looked through the new missions. I've kind of like had a scan. I haven't been able to I haven't played any games yet. I think I've had it for about a week and a half. I kind of had a look through the new missions. They look really good. Some of the new secondaries look really good. All the tertiaries, or what you want to call them. And the new list building restrictions I really like. So you can't like mix cults or chapter tactics or anything like that in one army, which I never do really anyway, unless you're playing Tyranids, and now Tyranids are broken, they don't need that anymore. So there's a lot in there that's really good, and the fact that the CP regens in there. So if you're taking like a super heavy, that's like clarified again, and yeah, it looks really good anyway. It looks really good. What about 1 week custodies point changes? What data are they basing that on? Madness. So yeah, so I was on stream with Scary the other day on Scardcast, and we were talking about like the custodies points changes because they're supposed. Oh, it's a pinball machine. There's a pinball machine next door. I was wondering what was flashing. We were talking about like custodies coming out and then a week later getting a points update. Now it's nice that they put them out for free, which is cool. That was really kind of them because the custodies points were supposed to be updated like a month later because the book was supposed to be out in December, and then it got delayed until January, and then Chapter Approved came out a week later and updated the points. So they give you the points for free, which is kind of nice. But it's interesting, like how they've deduced how those points should be changed. Like maybe it's like further play testing in the background that we don't know about that are like actually some of these things are actually too expensive. But the custodians are really strong, and for example, Trajan Valorius is like an auto take. He's like an auto take, and they've dropped him 10 points. Rubbish. I wanted to create a Warhammer YouTube channel, but the name I wanted was taken by an obscure podcast, Sag. What was the name? They'll take it anyway. Be funny. Audio is fine. Chapter Approved missions are good. Points changes is fine. Selling it for £25 is disgraceful. I've kind of had a lot of opinions about the Chapter Approved, for better or for worse, for like depending on how you look at it. All the points are free anyway, so people complaining that points are in the Chapter Approved are they just don't like to use the Warhammer 40k app. Without pirating anything, you can get them from the 40k app. They get updated automatically if you've bought the codex. So people like kind of saying like charging for points is like a non-issue, and people who do say that, which is a lot on Twitter, there's a massive thread. It had like 400 likes saying they shouldn't charge for points, blah, blah. And it's like they don't charge for points, they just print them and then sell them with this book. So it's got some you do have to technically buy them if you want the new missions. You are technically paying for them, but you don't have to pay for them. You know, they are free in the app. If you don't want to use the app, that's like another question. It was someone posting a meme. It was like, I want them for free, but not like that. So the points are free. The new missions are good, and in my opinion, 25 quid is quite expensive for like 9 new missions. But you know, if they're going to be selling it every 6 months as well, if it's like 20 quid retail and then they discount it at like local game stores and stuff like that, like obviously at Sanctuary Gaming Centre, which I am at right now. This is the new studio if you just tuned in. Today I've put up this plywood. That is all I've done. It has taken me so long. I was there, man. I was there. Where's the birthday banners and balloons? Get back to work. Listen. I've been doing this. I've been saying to Tom every day, Tom, I need you, man. I really need your help this weekend, Tom. I need just a little bit of the little extra pair of hands. And Tom, you know what Tom said? He said, "Fuck you, Mikey. Fuck you. I beat you, and I'm not coming back." That's what he said. That's what he actually said. Nature of the living rules and the set and nature of the living rule set and the fact that codex prints are signed off months in advance. These things are bound to happen, even though they massively suck. Yeah, exactly. And the thing is like you can just, if you're that bothered, they've put them out for free. And if you're really, really bothered that your codex is out of date, then just don't use the new points. Use the old ones. You don't have to do everything. You know, you don't have to do everything. If that makes sense. I don't like this new live chat scroll. It's kind of annoying. In-house playtesting. It's the same reason why they bumped up the price of Sigmar Dragons before they were even released. I mean, true. Yeah, so it must be the in-house playtesting. It was just really interesting though that just like there was nothing else going on. It was just like, okay, we're gonna bump these points or like drop these points even. Hey, happy birthday! Thank you very much, Master Arcade. Really appreciate it. Yeah, I'm 28 today. Do I look my age? I think the beard is making me look a lot older, and the long hair is. I really need to get my hair cut. I'm actually going to see Vince or Pleasant Kenobi next week, so I need to go and get my hair cut before that. There will probably be a PDF rules thing in a few weeks anyway, but you are left hanging till then if you don't buy. I mean, yeah, true. GW are damned if they stagnate or damned if they release. More stuff in general is always better for the game. Gigabyte, I totally agree. The more they update it, the more you don't have to like use anything that they put out. But the more they update it, the better, because it keeps it alive. You know, I'm just going to bring my camera up ever so slightly. Because every time I sit forward, my head gets cut off screen. Hello, everyone. Oh shit, didn't realise you were streaming. I've pretty much only just gone live because it was just really, really bad. But yeah, so this is the first stream for the new studio, and it seems to be working really well. And I'm actually running off Wi-Fi. When I do eventually stream, it's going to be from cable, so this is actually a really good sign. There's no proof. I'll help this week on. I'm new to 40k, seeing what is money-friendly 1,000 point Necron list to work towards. Keep in mind the new point change. I really like Scorpec Destroyers. I think they're really good. Like basically, like a couple of bricks of Necron Warriors and a big brick of Scorpec Destroyers, and then like the Scorpec Lord is pretty cool. I like him. Maybe like a couple of Chronomancers. And that's a relatively cheap army because a lot of it's like starter set. You can get it off eBay because it was in the magazines really cheap. So I wouldn't recommend like any massive special characters or anything like that because they're always really expensive. As a Custodes main, I'm not complaining. Technomancer, Chronomancer. Hey, Magoo, thank you much for the super chat. Really appreciate it, bud. It looks like my alerts are working great. I don't know if you guys can hear them though. I like that, clinking beer mugs. Thank you very much, Magoo. Really appreciate it, buddy. And look, now we've got new chat. I went the wrong way. Now we've got new chat. The super chats will actually come on screen, which is very nice. Because before, if you became a member, it didn't show in the chat. It just kind of got skipped. But now it actually comes up, and moderators have like a little blue highlight. So I'll have to get rid of Steve's. He's not going to be moderator anymore. Don't need him anymore. So because we're only going to, as I said, like in my update video, where I was like, goodbye everyone. I was like saying goodbye to the studio though. That's what the thumbnail was, a picture of the studio, and it was goodbye because of the old studio. Now we've got like we're consolidating. We're only streaming to YouTube these days. So thanks everyone for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Very epic, very pog, very poggo. Let's have a look. Is the stream working okay? Does it look good to your end? It looks like it just crashed, but I don't know if that's just me. Working well, sound good job. Cheers, mate. Appreciate it, Matt. I'm a fan of these regular rules changes. It means that all the books are being flogged for cheap secondhand. I mostly paint and play regularly. Lauren picks in the books cheaper a boon. Well, exactly. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. It's if you play competitively, the games are being up to date. If you don't play competitively and just play casually, everything's going to be really cheap all the time. When playing 40k, how do you know how many dice you need to attack with? Because the weapon profile has like a number. So if it's like pistol 1, that means 1 shot. If it's pistol 12, it's 12 shots. You know, have a look at the core rules. It kind of explains it relatively straightforward. So, like basically each weapon has a number, and that's how many dice you roll. Someone in my Death Guard group said they're upping the points of a lot of Death Guard stuff to discourage people from playing and encourage them to buy new armies. I wonder your thoughts on this. It's kind of a bit of a conspiracy, but it's also quite believable. Because like Death Guard are like a starter army from like last edition. I can't see them doing that on purpose. I can see them. The thing is that, oops, I shouldn't do that. Are we okay? So my phone has NFC, near field connectivity, not NFT, NFC. And for some reason, whenever I put it near my laptop, it turns the screen off. So it looks like we're all right. Yeah, so maybe they do. It's probably likely they adjust points for sales. You know, as I said, like the old story of my friend played against one of the rules writers for the Eldar Codex when that came out in 7th edition, and the Wraith Knight was one of the strongest units in the game, and his boss told the rules writer to drop the Wraith Knight 100 points because when they were producing models at the time, they weren't like producing everything all the time. They were doing them in runs. So like this week, this machine had run this model, and that's how they make that model for that week. And at the time when the Eldar book was coming out, the Wraith Knight had just come off fresh batch, so they had an abundance of them, so they dropped them in points so they could sell more. That is what we were told at the time. So it's like, yes, they have been known to do that. Now I can't confirm right now. Maybe that's just people being a bit. It could just be people being a bit salty because Death Guard are some of the units that have gone up are very good, but the Plague Burst Crawlers going down was weird. But if you think about it, by bringing the Plague Burst Crawlers down and putting Death Shroud up, what that creates is an interesting scenario where To the Last can't be taken on 3 Plague Burst Crawlers anymore, which is probably why they've done it, because you'd see, because they have data, like they can use ITC battles, just like any other company, that can basically look at the secondaries that different armies are taking. If they're always taking to the last, maybe they want to change that to keep it fresh, you know? So it's interesting though. There's a lot of like analysis that you can do to work these things out, which I think is really cool. So what I'm going to do is just put some filters on my mic, see if that helps make it sound better. Let me know what that sounds like. I've just put some filters on. It might sound a little bit clearer. It might sound a bit more muffled. Let me know. Played Alpha Legion versus Imperial Fist today. It was my first game. Got crushed. Chaos needs buffs. Chaos do need buffs. Chaos really do need buffs. Dr. Donald, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Thank you. Hope you're well, dude. I really liked your message this morning. No more Twitch. No, so we kind of like, by we, it was me. It was my idea. But I've been streaming to Twitch for a long time, and then we stopped. And then I started streaming to Twitch for an even longer time, and it's just not growing. And I'm trying to consolidate everything, and I'm putting all my eggs into YouTube basket, right? So I'm not going to be making premium videos anymore. It's just going to be making YouTube videos. I'm not just going to be streaming to Twitch. I'm just going to be streaming to YouTube. So everything's on YouTube now. So it's all in one place. To hopefully just grow, you know, just focus on growing the channel and make the YouTube channel good, you know, because like there were so many aspects, and for some people it can be quite confusing. Like, oh, well, you've got the website, you've got this, you're on Twitch, you're on YouTube, and it's like, I'm just not going to do that anymore. I'm just going to stream to YouTube. Put your videos on YouTube, stream to YouTube. Okay. The only difference really is like the Discord is going to be, it's going to have the free area like it has now, but it's going to have a lot more going on in the premium area. So you can subscribe and become a member today. Really supports me because I'm making all my content free from this day forward. But you can subscribe and join the Discord and get access there as well. So you might have heard that I'm not a fan of the orc changes. Got to trim 100 points out of my list. Thanks, Manny. Yikes. Yeah, the beast boss went up, right? Which is like obviously like a really, really clutch unit. Thought Mikey was about to start flogging his NFTs. Not this time. Not this time. DG, in my opinion, as a player of them, one of the few factions that can take a bit of a change and still be solid no matter what. Since WOTS, we've always had variety. WOTS, is that the Psychic Awakening? I can't remember what WOTS is. My apologies. Is there a way to become a channel member on mobile? Yeah, if you go into the description, there's a link. It says join the channel. So you can do it via mobile. Is it sounding bad, Tom? Try a different mic filter. One a bit softer with a bit less gain if possible. One sec. War of the Spider. Ah, that's it. That's right. Thank you. Appreciate it. You put the I'm not using Premiere Pro obviously because I'm using OBS as filters, so I don't have that one. Studio stream, let's go. Yeah, exactly. This is the studio stream. 1 second. Okay, I'm just going to grab. You've just gone down my top, gamers. I'm just going to grab my drink and then I'm going to show you around. And so the whole point was to have like a wireless microphone, but now we don't. So we're going to just try our best. Try our best, okay? Here we go. So this, as you see, I've taken the ceiling out. Just got to spot focus on Bison. I've taken the ceiling out because I've like been putting this wall up. So I've basically like used no more nails and then a load of screws into this plasterboard because we're putting this. I'm putting this wall up, okay? This plywood to put this on it, okay? So 1 second. Now you might not be able to hear me when I do this, but I'll show you. Essentially, this will go on here like that, right? That'll be cool, and that'll go all the way across. We've got loads of this to put up. I think you might be able to hear me because there's this service window just here to the chat. Now I can currently steal Monster, but I'm not going to do that. But basically, we've got a window there, so we're putting a wall all the way across. And then putting the laminate on there to make it look cool. So I'm basically going to fill with new spaces and put them on the wall, like this one here you can see. Okay, and then the rest of it is kind of not exciting yet. That's the freezer. That's the casting couch, as you can see. That's the other bits of wood, and then that's the sink. But this is where the computer's going to go. So, sorry, this is terrible. Hey, thanks for going to member. I really appreciate it, Jordan. Thank you, man. Very cool. Very epic. Thank you, member. So basically, the camera will be here, the board will be like around here, and then we'll have like a nice backdrop. And I'll show you what we've been building. Well, I'll put this down again. I'm so sorry. So we've been building these. These are acoustic panels, right? Look at this professional work that we've made. Okay, so these are acoustic panels. So these absorb reverb. So these will go up on the wall as well, not this wall. And this will help the sound in here because it's quite reverby. We've been building loads of these as well. So currently, not a lot going on here. There's not a lot happening, but it is happening, you know. So hopefully the rest of this week, well, tomorrow I'm going to be in here as well. I'm going to put the rest of the wall up because I've run out of fittings, which is kind of annoying. And then once the wall's up, hoover up, move in. That's the plan. Home improvement with Tim Allen via Hellstormwargaming 2022. But yeah, thank you, Jordan. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much for the becoming a member. If you want to become a member today, there is a link in the description, or you can click join. And I really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. You can use emotes in chat. We can get some Hellstorm 7s. And also you can use them in comment sections as well. And basically you get like a badge next to your name in the comment section, so I can see your comment first. So, and also you get access to the premium side of the Discord. So that little window is asking for a little fridge on the other side. Endless beer and pop food service hatch would be very cool. So I did think about that. I did want to do that. But the problem is because this seems like the best wall for like the display. Hey Organ, thank you very much for the 5, man. Thank you very much, dude. This seems like the best wall in the room. Appreciate it, buddy. Thank you very much for 449. Is that coming through okay?
Here's for the new studio. Get yourself a frame for that Valrak picture.
Hell yeah. Thank you very much, Organ. Really appreciate it, buddy. And Jamie Hall, thank you very much for becoming a member, dude. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Very kind. Very, very kind. Thanks, guys. Really appreciate it. Again, this is like a huge change that we're going through. And I was really worried about it because I didn't want to like upset people because of like we kind of like completely changing how we do things. Well, basically, we're just doing everything for free now. So members are like super crucial. So thank you, guys. Really appreciate it. Hellstorm is now a DIY channel. I've been doing a lot of DIY this week. Yeah, I've been here every day. Obviously, I did the announcement on Wednesday, I think. Was it Wednesday? I think it was Wednesday. It might have been Thursday. I don't remember what day it is anymore. But I've been here every day, and I'm here tomorrow as well. It's only Tuesday, Wednesday I'm not here. But that once this bit's done, that's like the work is done basically. So, how are you filling the hatch? So we're just gonna put a board straight across it. So I've got 2 more pieces of wood, and there's just gonna be more wood straight across there, and then we're gonna put the lino, this stuff. Again, this is like what you put on your kitchen floor. So it's like sticky back. So it's like sticky, and this is going to stick to the plywood. So you won't even, the service hatch will still be there, but it's going to be blocked off. So, DIY SOS, save our space marines. Hey Dan, appreciate it, buddy. Lord of Changing Rooms. Make it be in black and white wanted posts of Valrak for extensive spamming. Brilliant. Yeah, so I've got the picture of Valrak. We're going to be putting stuff on the wall. Like, we're going to have like a display. So it's not just going to be like just a wall. It's going to have like shelves and stuff. So Valrak will be staying up on the wall. Hellstorm Mikey, top quality. Thanks, Mark. What about all the Bezos Buccarinos? I mean, it is a shame, but I'm no longer going to be asking for primes, which is going to be very weird. But yeah, so if you do want to prime, then I might still get the money, maybe. I haven't cancelled the contract, I'm just not streaming there. I'm technically, I realised as well that I was technically breaking my Twitch contract by streaming to YouTube and Twitch at the same time. They don't like that. So YouTube don't care, but Twitch do. So along the question I asked, some say D3 or D6. Does that mean dice? So D3, you basically roll the dice and half it. So 1 and 2 count as 1, 3 and 4 count as 2. And then D6 is just a dice, yeah. Will you do a collection showcase for your armies when they're all shelved in the studio? I think that'd be really fun. I think that would be really fun. We can basically, because we're going to be moving all of the models. I've bought some racking that's going to go, like, obviously you saw the wood, like that's the door, like there's the rest of the wood that's going on the wall. In that corner, that's where the terrain's going to be, and then we'll do a full spin. All the armies are going to be along this wall, like along here in bookshelves, and then this will be like where we play. So that's the plan. I had a battle mat out earlier to test it, to have a look. Won't that lineup echo like crazy? Well, that's why we have to treat every other wall, because then if every other wall is treated, then it won't be as reflective. So I have Dark Imperium and No Fear. Can I build a decent Death Guard force? I can't remember what's in there. Probably quite a bit. Are you capable of holding tournaments in this new space? Now, I don't want to film out there because there is customers in there. I haven't asked for permission, but through that door, you might be able to see. We'll zoom in just on the door. You might be able to see there. That is my terrain in boxes. So this is where we run our tournaments. Hey, thank you very much for the 20, Cobra. I really appreciate it. Thanks, man. That's very, very kind of you. I really appreciate it, man. Or lady. Thank you. Birthday. Thank you very much, Cobra. I really appreciate it. That's very kind of you. Very, very kind. Yeah, so basically through there is where we run our tournament. So we're actually going to be gaining an extra table because we're going to have a table in here which will be on stream. So we'll be able to stream all our tournaments from now on. It's something that we really wanted to do, but like having to set up the entire tournament and set up all the stream was really difficult. But now it should be a lot easier to just be like, okay, well, we've got an extra table in here, so we can make it a 50-man event with loads of space. Because I don't know if anyone's been keeping up with the Nottingham GT, but it's an absolute shit show. But like basically through there, we've got 48-man tournament, extra 2 in here, so 50-man, and then one of the tables will be live streamed at every event, which will be really good. So, oh, don't do that, please. Please, we've been going so well, camera. Don't do this to me. Cobra, thank you very much for the 20, man. Really appreciate it. So yeah, so it should be really exciting. It should be really exciting. So when you do come to one of our tournaments, you might even be able to play in here. And people who are friends of the channel, or like people who want to come and play on the channel, like do battle reports, so we're more likely to be able to invite people because it's in a public space. As I said, we are at Sanctuary Gaming Centre. It's in Sutton in Ashfield. I moved the wire by accident. Stay. We're in Sutton in Ashfield in a public place, so it's a lot easier for me to be like, hey, you're pretty cool. Would you like to? You got a cool army. Would you like to come play on the channel? Which are really cool. A tournament stream with limited background noise, unheard of. Yeah, exactly, because this is going to be treated, this room. Don't do this. This room's going to be treated. So basically, when we do stream, even with a full tournament room, you won't be able to hear it in here. Or at least it'll be very minimal, to a point where you won't really be able to tell on stream. You might be able to hear it physically, like I can hear people talking, but you probably can't hear them. And it's also not treated yet, so it's very cool, very cool. I love the term shit show. I live in Cornwall and don't drive, but I'll be damned. This season I'll get up to one of your events. Yeah, it'd be really cool. As I said, we haven't announced the dates yet because I've wanted to get this finished, and then we'll announce the dates because this has been a bit of a money sink. This room's a bit of a money sink so far, and I've not finished buying everything. So tournaments will be coming because we need to make some money back. Has the internet of the studio been more stable at home? Well, I'm currently running off the Wi-Fi, which I'm very impressed with. Because when we do, I've got to buy a cable long enough to reach the box, which is like right at the back of the building. but I think they've got a booster in the front, so like not far away. Because I've got like pretty good signal right now. It's actually a lot slower than home, but home now is like really, really good. But it's like more than capable as long as we don't have any issues. So, and we might end up like upgrading it anyway. So, yeah, your in-room top table will be really good. Yeah, it'd be really cool. It'd be really cool. So basically, when you come to a tournament, top table, we can come in the studio and come play. So, I recently just got a promotion at work. Congratulations! Switching from night shift to day shift, I might actually be able to come to Sanctuary. That'd be really cool. Be really cool. So yeah, so you'll be able to come to the tournament. As I said, you can come hang out, you can come say hello, and then potentially be on stream as well. So, looking forward to coming more events. Well, I'm looking forward to see you, Patrick. It'll be really fun. We'll be making Hellstormwargaming the sexiest footy couch on the internet. Yeah, we are going to get a casting couch. I've currently got a stand-in casting couch, but obviously we've got the freezer here. Which basically this was going to be a kitchen, so they had like all the drinks and stuff in here. So the freezer needs to move. It's moving next week. Looking to power link device uses the plug sockets for connecting to the router, but £30 and works fine. Yeah, I think that's what they're using. So they've got one in the wall next to the router. So I think I'm connected to the one up here. The worry is high bandwidth using during an event with 100 people are connected to the Wi-Fi. That's the thing. The Wi-Fi is private, so it's not public Wi-Fi. But yeah, we'll check out the powering device. If not, I'm just going to run a cable through the roof because it's all like office roof. As I said, like I've taken the tiles out, so I could just like throw cables through the roof, which is pretty good. Going to have to short table edge some tournaments to recoup the cost. Yeah, it's fucking abhorrent, right? So I don't know if anyone's seen. I'm going to out them now because fuck them. Put music back on. So Nikos is at the Nottingham GT and he posted a picture. And I can't believe that more people aren't outraged, right? It is fucking stupid. So Nottingham GT or Warhammer tournaments, or the guys who ran the LGT at the Olympic Stadium that was a complete fuck up with. Do you remember all the foam terrain? Right? You remember all the foam terrain? That was the same people running this event. They've put the table. I've said a lot. You've missed loads, okay? So, Warhammer tournaments, the people who ran the LGT, the foam one, right? The foam tournament, the one with the terrible lines because we had to check all the bags, tables everywhere, a mess, right? This is the latest one they've done. So they're running, this group, Warhammer Tournaments, is running all the events around the country. We've promoted them, which I'm going to be pulling all support from them after this. They've run a tournament in the same venue as Goonhammer. This is it, right? The same venue as Goonhammer, and that could hold 140 people. So what they've done is they've crammed 300 people in this room, and the tables are lengthways. Okay, so you're playing at the short edge of the table, and they've crammed people in. Again, like Nikos has said, it's like battery farmed. I'm just looking at the chat now. It's because he's too busy swearing, so he's muted himself for safety reasons. So hopefully you can hear me now. I think you can. Yeah, you can. So they've put them again. Like this is 2 tables. Like this is 2 next to each other, and this is another 2. This is like beyond a joke. Like beyond a joke, in my opinion. It's actually horrid because there's no consideration for like the pandemic. Like fair enough, we're on its way out. You know, most people are vaccinated, which is great. But there's no consideration for the pandemic because people are a lot closer together because they're at the short edge of the table, you know. Long edge of the table, you got all that space, but short edge, you haven't got hardly any, right? And no consideration for like people's like well-being because like just think you've got to reach over. Yeah, they've changed the missions for Hammer and Anvil, which is the only defense, but they've changed all the missions for Hammer and Anvil because they knew they were going to be doing this, right? And they've just gone, what we'll do, we'll change all the missions to Hammer and Anvil and just not even care about people's backs that are having to lean over. Like I have a really bad back, right? They're having to lean over because they can't reach, which is stupid. It's stupid. It's actually horrific, okay? There's been a couple other people. Supposedly they were going to be changing the tables around today, but they're just not. So they basically crammed another 100 people in here by turning the tables this way, changing all the deployments, but that isn't really an excuse. Changing the deployments is not an excuse. They've changed the deployments because they've put them this way and they think that, oh yeah, that'll be fine. But to just clarify, not going GT and Goonhammer going at the same time. No, it's the same venue, okay? Different time. So we streamed Goonhammer in October in this same hall, okay? They had all the tables the correct way and they could fit 140 people. By turning the tables this way, they decided to cram another 100 people in there. It's actually horrific. It's just money grab. It's just money grab. It strikes me as a clear money grab. It's ruining the reputation of really big Warhammer tournaments. People think they'll be a con and untrustworthy. Yeah. So basically, this is by Warhammer tournaments or the people who run the UKTC. So in response to this, I'm not going to be supporting the UKTC by putting my events on there. I'm not going to be going to a Warhammer tournament event. That's any event that is just like Birmingham GT, Coventry GT, right? By the same company. It's all the same people, and I won't be doing it. So I'm not going to be going to those events. Also, Steve, thank you much for the 5. I really appreciate it. I don't know.
For Manchester GT, you have to bring your own table. You keep it in your hotel room.
Fuck's sake.
The organisers just send you the hotel rooms for games.
Thanks, Steve. I really appreciate it. Thanks for the 5. Yeah, I just basically someone said like you can't make much money by doing this. They've got another 100 people in there, which is like a whole bunch more. So they made another like couple of grand, like a few £1,000 for the same room. Okay, so they're in a school. They're not that expensive to rent out. So they've crammed another 100 people in to take their profits from like 9 grand to 12 grand, roughly, if my maths is correct. But I don't know what repercussion you could have if you turned up and the tables were like this. You can only argue with your feet and you can just leave. That's the only thing you can do. I don't really know if you can get a refund. If it wasn't made clear at the point of sale, I'd be really annoyed. But we do take it for granted. And this is like, the problem with this, it is a small event, even though it's like one of the biggest in 40k. It's a small event, so it's really hard to like get the proper repercussions. But me personally, if I was at this event, I'd be taking them to court. I'd be trying to do something, you know. I don't know what's available, but I'd definitely find out. But I'm just not going to be supporting. You got to vote with your feet. You got to vote with your wallet with this sort of thing. Me personally, I won't be going to those events. I won't be going to the London GT anymore, even though they kind of did all right with that one, except for the bad food. They still had food queues, and they had an issue where they were trying to make people play like 6 games in a day. I'm just not going to be supporting that anymore. So no more, nothing. It's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Actually bullshit. So I let the terrain scatter between the battle mats feel like a cohesive battle. That's pissed me off. It pissed me off, and I'm not even there. But they made 5 grand more than Goonhammer. Exactly. So you just think, like, why have they put the tables that way? To make £5,000 more because they just cram more people in. Again, it's like battery farming tournaments. It's ridiculous. Mikey to run all UK 40k events 2023. That's what I'm going to do, right? I've just got to keep going. I've got to make the biggest events. I've got to make the best events and then make them bigger and keep them the best events, which I'm perfectly capable of doing. It's ridiculous. I feel like they were hoping enough people drop day 1 in raid so they can put the tails back to normal. Can you imagine? to fuck people's well-being. Exactly, that's the thing. So like, even though you're playing hammer and anvil, so you can stand at the short table edge, right? You've still got to lean over further, because as soon as your models hit the halfway mark, that's further than you would have to reach a halfway mark on any other table, right? If you play lengthways, but you're playing against hammer and anvil, so this is our table, this screen. If you're stood on these edge, as soon as you get here, like 22 inches in, you've got to lean more over. Whereas if you play this way, even if your models are here and here, you could reach over, because it's only 44 inches to reach across, not 60. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It fucked me off right bad, and I don't know why more people aren't crying out about it. It's also just a bit of a melting pot for getting sick in the current situation to put that many people shoulder to shoulder. Exactly, Specs, exactly. As I said, like, you've got 40 inches across on the short edge, or 60. Like, which one are you going to take? I'm going to take 60 every time. Won't it be more than 5,000? The UK TC guys will charge way more for their events. No, it's 5,000 extra if it's 100 people at 50 quid a ticket. You know? Into the Hellstorm London, then into the Hellstorm Vegas. Let's go. Support the channel. Support the channel today to support me to run the best events in the country, because clearly no one else is capable. Someone said something. It was one of the people who work at Bad Boon Cafe, and they said something like, I once said 40k players would be happy to play in a bin, and every day I'm closer to being right. Like, how can people be happy about playing there? It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Honestly, I feel like players will pay more for a better experience. It's not as if actual cost of entry is the largest cost compared to hotels and travel. Well, this is true. This is true. Pretty outrageous, to be honest. Tournaments should more often be played at dedicated tabletop gaming spaces. I mean, if they run in like a cool venue, then just make them proper. Like Goonhammer ran a great event there. We had no complaints about that. They had plenty of people in there, and they made a profit. You know, they did well with it, and we streamed it. But what they've done here is use the same room and just charged the same amount, if not more, and then just cram people in. It's ridiculous. Hello and happy birthday. Thank you, T Bishop. Really appreciate it. True, but I mean, they charge more than £50 for an event. Oh, do they charge more than 50 quid? Is it like 60 quid a ticket? Really? I run the first ever Cornwall GT, wanted to be on a boat, but SN took that idea, so we're going to try and get it to a mining facility. Nice, dude. That'd be really cool. Being physically uncomfortable and crammed together would also be a real bad for people's mental well-being, since people will just feel stressed and on edge and put off for future events. Exactly. What he's doing is just a clear money grab, okay? It's a clear money grab. I urge you not to support them with your money. So, you can do what you want, but if you wanted to ask me in my opinion, no. Speaking of Bad Boom, they should be benchmarked for tables, layouts, and space. Yeah, Bad Boom is a really nice venue. Sanctuary is a really nice venue as well. There's a lot in common with Sanctuary and Bad Boom, which is really good. Really, really good. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous anyway. Fuck that tournament. Loads of people I know have dropped, and then some people have defended it, and I'm just like, you are a lost cause. Did you know it's also Phil the Glacial Geek's birthday? I do. I texted him this morning. I didn't realise until today. But yeah, Phil the Glacial Geek's his birthday today, so I'm actually going to say happy birthday to him as well. Goonhammer in Maryland was my first tournament. I think if I had been packed full of people and no enthusiasts, I'd have been turned off in the tourney scene. Instead, Goonhammer was a very nice setup. Yeah, Goonhammer are really good. I don't know the American guys. I'm sure they're great. But the UK guys, if they've got the same ideologies, very good people who run tournaments. Nottingham GT has space for over 250 gamers. Does it? Are you sure? Okay, £50 for an event ticket. So yeah, extra 100 people. £50 extra, £50 a ticket. That's just £5,000. It's crazy. I think Goonhammer was like 140, and I think they're running like 190 maybe. So. Mikey, you play Imperial Guys. At any point taking Vanquishers on one of my Russers? The Vanquish is pretty good, but I think the Demolisher overall is better. But I haven't seen the new points for them yet, so I'm not 100% sure. And by I'm not seeing, I've just not read the book. Are they also trying to pump the numbers up for ITC points? Probably, but that's the thing. So they have the UK TC, which is run by them, which gives more points depending on how many people are there. So they're trying to like push the numbers for both things. for the amount of people there and then just profit as well. So it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Don't go to those events. It's all about giving people good experience at events, surely, not a one-off money grab, since that's what keeps them coming back and you earn more over time. So it's a win-win to put on good events. Exactly, Patrick. Exactly. Exactly, mate. When we set up the Goonhammer GT tails, we were discussing how we didn't think it was possible to get the numbers into the space. Turns out we weren't thinking outside the box enough. There you go, Lyle was setting up the Goonhammer tournament, and we did mention that. Like, how did they get 250 people in the same event, same room? And they just, what they do is they don't care about you. That's what they do. So you're the greatest Gene Stealer player on YouTube, TM. Are you going to run them in the inaugural Hellstorm Shed Bat Rep? I don't know yet. I don't know what we're going to do yet. I don't know what we're going to do for the first recorded Bat Report, but hopefully we're going to do like a big long day of live streaming from this venue, which is really cool. When it's done, which is hopefully by the end of next week, but no promises. Who's going to help me crowdfund a huge venue, and we'll put on a huge event ourselves and smash out the best run GT event in the UK? I mean, we've got to do it. We've got to do it, right? Got to get Varrock on and have him lose. I mean, maybe we could get Varrock on. Who would you like to see on the first live stream day? Let me know. When's the American GP for Magic Gathering? The tables were just as cramped, even though there was so much empty floor space. This was at the NEC. Really? That's just a yikes, though, isn't it? That's just a real big yikes. Just stop running shit events. And if the people do run shit events, don't go to the other ones. That's what you got to do. That's what you got to remember. Is just don't support the shit events. Because then if they support them, people keep going to them because they think they're good. So, anyway, I've had a rant. Henry Cavill. Shall I ask Henry Cavill if he wants to come on stream? Can you imagine? Henry Cavill, I've got a fake lino wall in my new studio. We can have a look. I'd like to see someone break down the cost involved in running an event. So I made a couple of videos about running tournaments in the past, which I said you don't make a profit, especially at the start, but you can make a profit. But Warhammer tournaments are running an event in every city nearly every month to the tune of 15 grand a time. They already have the mats, they already have the terrain, they already have the tables. That outlays the venue alone. So Varrock Winters, TJ Brannigan. That would be fun. I'll DM Henry Cavill now and offer him a free Weatherspoons for tea. Yeah, we are next to a Weatherspoons, so. What cake are you having later? I actually don't have a cake. Georgie's got me some excellent presents, but she hasn't got me a cake, so. Yes, I'm going out for a meal tonight, which would be really nice. Georgie got me. She's pre-ordered me the Pokemon Legends Arceus game for the Switch. She got me Super Mario Golf, which is pretty cool. And she got me the first part of the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stardust Crusaders manga, which is cool. Ask Midwinter Minis in a homage to his Henry Cavill cringe vid. Brutal. Guaranteed win first live stream of you and Varrock. I've never played Varrock. So we could get Elliot down, get Varrock down. That'd be fun. Anyway, I'm going to have to dash, gamers. No cake, dumper. Hey, Mikey, how's the new Hellstormwargaming studio? Brilliant. Yeah, we've got a wall. We've got to start up a wall. I'm going to put the rest of it up tomorrow, I think. I need to go to another B&Q. So I won't be streaming tomorrow. And yeah, so I won't be shooting tomorrow because I think I'll just put sawdust in my eyeball. I'm going to be putting up the rest of the wall tomorrow. Let me do it into Vinny's vid with serious cringe fest. It was really big cringe. Apologies if you covered this or someone with chat can lay it out for me, but what's all these issues coming out of GT Nottingham? Heard people aren't happy for no reason. Scroll back about 15 minutes. Yeah, I've just finished talking about it. But basically, they put the boards the wrong way around because they don't care about people. Georgie getting called out. I should call her out. Why not? She's not here to defend herself. So, but yeah, gamers, I've got to go. So thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. Thank you everyone who's become a member and all the super chats as well. And Thank you for Jose for the £2, man. Well, $2. Really appreciate it. It's very kind of you. So I'm going to go. So thank you for
birthday cake.
Thank you, man. Really appreciate it. It's very kind of you. So I'm going to call it a day. So thank you for tuning into our first YouTube exclusive live stream. That's the first one we've done ever, I think. I'm pretty sure. It's the first YouTube live stream. Maybe. And thank you for tuning in on my birthday as well. So I'm pretty chuffed. Again, like I said, tomorrow I'm going to put the rest of the wall up. If you're on Discord, if you're in the premium side, I will be putting updates in there as well. So if you want to see it come together, that'd be really fun. And then hopefully this time next week we'll be moved in. That's the plan. So thanks everyone. Really appreciate it. Thank you all. Again, thank you for all the super chats. Thank you for all the members as well. Again, the memberships and super chats are the best way to support me. And also you can just go and like the stream and watch another video. That'd be really cool. So thanks everyone. Really appreciate it. Have a lovely day, and hopefully I'll catch you in the next one.